It is the nature of man to choose, at times, the wrong over the right.
You fired us. What did we do wrong?
Things get in the way of the mission, and it's pride, I think it's money, and I think it's a loss of focus.
The church thought nobody was going to be paying attention. They would just replace the board and that would be that, and we would move on. And
you won't. I am at the meeting. You're still not answering the question. You responded to me. And well, speak. Tell us, why did you change out the board?
This is not positive moving forward for the school.
do we need to talk to the church then?
So I'm an idiot.
Change the bylaws.
In the absence of truth, what are we supposed to do? Just continue to be frustrated?
You are a customer of the school.
Answer the question!
We're not a small faction.
The Christian community is going to have rifts.
Why are we having these problems?
It's almost like they're jealous that the school is so successful.
I also have sort of somewhat envisioned to sell the company in the next 5 to 10 years. Took 10 doctors on the side.
Some voice.
Hey, yep, we're on.
Hey, David, could you lead us in prayer before we get started?
Sure. Will you pray with me? Our most gracious Heavenly Father, Lord, we praise you for who you are. You are our creator, you are our king, and we thank you for all the things you've done for our families. We thank you for our school. Lord, I thank you for each family that's represented today and for their children. We continue to pray for our administration, for our staff and our teachers, and for their commitment for these children, Lord. Bless our time this evening, Lord. We just pray that you would have your Spirit fall upon this place and that we could work together, listen together, and that your will prevail in everything that we do, Lord. We pray this in your Son's name.
Amen. So on the facilities use agreement, we did get that signed on October 1st. It has been sent to ACTABS, and there is a meeting, I understand from Leanne, on November 1st with ACTABS in Waco, with the ACTABS. Other questions?
I don't understand what the church was unhappy with that required them to make these changes. And until we can understand what the church is unhappy with, what they want the school to do differently, there's nothing we can do to move forward to create harmony, because we don't know what's wrong.
I'm here serving as the board. I did not listen to me. The question is, we were on probation when this board took over.
No, we were not. No, we were not. We were not. I was on the board. We were not on probation.
Lies do not become you.
Sorry if you don't like
The lady asked a question that you still haven't answered, Randy.
Well, you know what?
She asked why.
Jimmy,
asked why.
Jimmy, I'm answering why.
Why?
There was work to be done that wasn't getting done. The church felt like they needed new leadership, apparently, because I'm here. And the facilities use agreement was not agreed to.
You're saying that because of the... Okay, so let's talk about the facility use agreement.
Why are we talking about that? Last week, our last time we were together, we said we would get a facilities use agreement signed by October 1st.
Right.
At Friday, and we did that. We do have a priority of getting ACTABS agreement. That is a priority of the church. It's a priority of the school board. It's a priority of you as parents. And we are absolutely working to make that happen.
What does ACTABS want to see in terms of for the harmonious relationship? Like, there's a whole other piece
that is a really good question. Like, if you would like to attend the public sessions that ACTABS have, which they don't have any. Okay.
We want to know what you think.
I don't know. That is part of our question. That is part of our question to ACTAB, and part of what we will get clarification on.
Can I ask one quick question? Who does the school board serve?
The school board serves the school.
Okay, well, we are the school.
You are a customer of the school. You are.
You don't treat like customers.
Exactly, and you don't have any businesses if you don't have customers. Our time is up.
Wait, Mr. Mott, I'm sorry. I want to introduce myself.
Hang on. Hold on.
I want to introduce myself. My name is Sherry Hull. I've been emailing you for 3 months trying to meet. We've been working diligently trying to meet with the church and come to agreements on a facility usage agreement for years. There are a couple of things that have been said that I think are only fair. First of all, I want to say that there was an invitation made for the former board to sit down and meet. We would like to yield our time. I think we communicated very clearly that the items that you've listed are not items that we as a former board need to take up. The items that you've listed that need to be discussed need to be taken up with these people that we love, these stakeholders who've entrusted their children with us on a mission to be an excellent Christ-centered education in the city of Austin, which is different than the mission that was stated that you said earlier. We are unapologetically a Christ-centered, academic, excellent education in the city of Austin. We are not, there's nothing in our mission statement that says, and our stakeholder responsibility said nothing about our duty to try to support Hyde Park Baptist Church. We love Hyde Park Baptist Church. We respect Hyde Park Baptist Church's authority over this school. It is a mission. We are a mission of Hyde Park Baptist Church, but these parents deserve truth. They deserve to know honest answers about the direction that's going forward. And frankly, 2 seats on the board now is what we asked for in July. We respectfully came and asked and pleaded and said, parents don't understand what happened. All they're asking for is parent representation on the board. And we were told no. And it was such a harsh no. These parents deserve truth. And they deserve to know what's going on. And if you can't do it with us, and if we can't come to harmony, we need to understand what harmony is.
There will be no harmony if the board can't tell us why they switched the board. There is no harmony. The question's been asked several times and you have dodged the question every time. Well, speak. Tell us, why did you change out the board?
Look, I am the board. No, you don't yield your time. There's a meeting to take place here with Lori and I understand 4 other parents. We're going to do that.
We don't have anything to talk about.
You're not in the meeting, Barry.
I am in the meeting. You're still not answering the question. You responded to me. And we wanted to talk about specific topics that these parents want to hear. We requested a meeting to talk about those topics. You responded saying those are unnegotiable.
I told you
here are the topics we'll talk about. We don't want to talk about those.
Those were the topics that Sherry and I had in the first conversation about the future of the school and what things we needed to do going forward for the school.
Well, Randy,
which is still the topic
why don't you do this? If you really want to create a good environment, don't limit the topics. Let's talk about meaningful things and let's get this thing.
You really think this is actually getting
It
something
would
done,
if you would
Jimmy?
Answer the question that everyone keeps asking.
If I would give you your answer.
Answer the question!
All right, listen, folks. Listen, I need you to believe. This is not the
Time has been yielded back. Answer the question. Why?
The gentleman who called us all to prayer in the beginning of the meeting, could you please stand up? Mr. King, could you stand up, please? Sure. So at the beginning of the meeting, you called us all to prayer, and everybody bowed our heads, and we all prayed with you. I'd like you to define for us what harmony is.
That's going to be difficult to do.
You're a human? No. I don't care about ACTABs. I don't care about ACTABs. As a human being who called us all to prayer, how would you define harmony for us?
You know, we got I mean, we've got to get along. To me, it's really simple. You know, you're harassing this man. That's what you're doing. Listen, you've asked this question multiple times.
He has an answer.
You tell us the answer.
We're not harassing you. He did not replace the board. Right? That's a decision. That's a decision that the church made. Why? Okay. Why? So you're asking him. He volunteered to serve.
Roman's not here. How about you?
Let's get the trustees
As I understand it, we did not have an FUA that was agreed upon for over a year and a half. I can guarantee you, without having an FUA, we would not get our accreditation. That's very simple. That's very clear. The prior leadership, church leadership, school leadership, went at it for a year and a half, and we had no FUA.
That's not true.
The only reason we did not have a facilities usage agreement is because we couldn't get in harmony with the church and on the same page and demonstrate the receipts that were necessary to back up an incremental cost structure. Do not impugn the integrity of the good, godly men and women who walk alongside.
Were you willing to take $600,000 when that wasn't based on any proper cost allocation? That's really the point.
Don't say you don't know now, David, when you just said you do know and you told these parents to buy what you were selling. Don't sell it.
All I know is it wasn't agreed upon.
You wouldn't agree upon it. The church wouldn't agree upon it.
I know both sides had to agree. I understand both sides had to agree.
I'm tired of this. I am tired of all of this. And it is going to stop or we are going to lose the school. Now, this is what you need to understand. All of you need to understand that over a year and for many hours, stand up, Barry. Stand up. And either one of you two can correct me at any point. Feel free to interject. We agreed to this. They agreed in good faith to the $600 whatever $1,000 it was, because in the agreement, number 2, because I wrote it, it says that it was contingent upon the documents that would prove up that number. So it was agreed to by these gentlemen in good faith. That is why they agreed to the $600,000. Did that email, or did it not, say that that was what it was?
I don't remember the...
If I will, I've listened to you for an hour and 15 minutes. Dance, do the dance.
We do respect.
The dance is not.
You probably listened to me for 5 and you listened to some yellers for
How disrespectful of you! Don't call us yellers and dismiss us like this!
You just explained how you get accreditation. Randy! It's a show! Now turn away from me!
That's where I want accreditation.
Excuse me? You lose the accreditation when you have Would you have taken this job if you knew what it entailed?
Before changing, and correct me if I'm wrong, it was done by Hyde when he hand-selected all of you. All of you are smart people, and I guarantee you, each and every one of you asked him why. And he gave you an answer. So I'm not going to sit over here and pretend that you guys don't know why and what the agenda was that he had planned. And that's what we deserve to know.
Because if this is what Christianity and Christ-like behavior is, I want nothing to do with it.
Absolutely.
Isn't that sad, Randy?
Yeah,
You actually may be affecting people's questioning their religion.
And their lives.
Do you really want to put that on your tombstone? Randy Mock, this guy was part of somebody not following Christ because of the way he handled his position. Do you really want to be that person?
To give the board of directors an opportunity to kind of dispel some of the fear that you probably sense. In the context of your job to set strategic direction for the school, do you all see a time in the near future or distant future at which you will be aligned to spontaneous baptisms without parental consent?
That's not just an idea pulled out of the ether.
Back in 2019, the church brought an evangelist by the name of Ronnie Hill to preach at a number of revival services over the course of a week.
Hey, my name's Ronnie Hill, and I want to talk to you today about this thing called heart trouble. And basically what I'm going to do is I'm just going to show you how that you can know for sure that when you die, you're going to go to heaven.
Renowned for his ability to speak to younger audiences and his penchant for car giveaways, Hill's planned appearances created much anticipation.
And we start off with this spiritual heart, and it starts off like this. It's all dirty and nasty and gross on the inside.
He was scheduled to speak at the school's 3 chapel services that week for the elementary, the middle, and the high schools.
You know what it is? It's called sin. That's right.
Well, the elementary chapel went so poorly that it resulted in dozens of phone calls and emails from distraught parents who had to unexpectedly explain the subject of suicide, abortion, and rape to their children that night.
Now, can you name a sin? Drugs, that's one, yeah. Okay, killing, that's another one, yeah. How about beating your brother or sister up? The Bible says when we die, we have these hearts they're all dirty and nasty and gross on the inside. And these dirty, nasty hearts, when we die, will go to a bad place called hell. That's where the demons live and all that kind of stuff. Smoking. Now, here's the thing though. We got a problem. Dirty hearts are not allowed into heaven. Only clean hearts can get to heaven. You say, well then Ronnie, so if Jesus died on the cross for everybody in the whole wide world's dirty hearts, does that mean everybody in the whole wide world gets to go to heaven? No, there's a door, okay? And Jesus is standing on the outside, and he's knocking, and he wants to come in. Ding dong. And I got these 2 pizzas. Open the door. How do we do that?
This, piled on with another church hired speaker in 2016 who made a large number of baptisms at the high school without parental permission or notice, caused a massive uproar from parents. Because of this, head of schools Leanne Messer and the school board decided to cancel Ronnie Hill's other appearances at the school. This was met with confoundedness and ire from the church leadership.
If I could say something real quick, Randy. I think Judge Larson, could you stand up, Judge Larson? No. So Judge Larson wrote a manifesto early in this process.
Where's Judge Larson?
Judge Larson, which is sitting over here with the red tie, put together a manifesto for the church. And that's what Hyde Bowman makes a lot of his decisions on, the manifestos by judges, I think. But at the end of the day, I read your deal. It's like 15 pages. There was nothing in it that called out Hyde Park schools. I don't know what school you went to. I don't know if you went to any school, but it wasn't Hyde Park School. I got a novel idea. Why don't you bring kids here and see what it's like, because they're somewhere else, along with you and Mr. Turner. Bring your kids over and try it. You might like it, and we might have some harmony.
Guys, I was on the board for 4 years. Mr. Larson, to answer these people's questions, never asked me about anything I knew about this report. So to answer your question, I'm not sure who he did. He didn't speak. I was one of the people that was supposed to be in this meeting. That is a fact. That I was approached. I read your report, the first 2 pages today. I had to quit.
I was invited here as a guest. I don't feel like a guest, I'll tell you that. But I was invited as a guest to hear from a group of former board members, and I accepted that invitation.
Where did you get your information for your task force report that you wrote?
So I'm here to listen to those board members.
That's not what she asked.
That's it. And I've said what I do, and I came here to do what I'm going to do. And
which is
what?
What did you come here to do?
Randy, the bylaws don't say that. You can amend the bylaws. You can amend the bylaws, Randy. Don't say that. The school bylaws.
I said I can't change
No,
that. You know
but the
that.
school board can amend the bylaws.
With the church's approval, Sherry, and you know that. Okay? He's asking me if I can do that, and you know I can't. Because you can't.
Randy, it's not with the church's approval. It's the continuity director's approval to change the bylaw.
Without the church's approval. Is that correct?
We were trying to bring things together. Okay? This meeting and some of the dialogue in the meeting is not helping that. That's all, you know, and hopefully some of you recognize that.
Have you ever thought?
The friction between the two organizations has not gone unnoticed in the surrounding communities, including by the school's 2 accreditation agencies, ACTABS and Cognia.
And you probably know that if we lose our ACTABS accreditation, so too will we lose Cognia, because Cognia has said, well, if they're not, meeting your standards, then they're surely not meeting our standards. And, part of those standards are, shareholder, stakeholder involvement and cooperation and those types of things. How do you fix that? How do you prove up that everything's better, we're getting along? That's what it's going to take. And I really hope that that school board is true to its word when it says it is absolutely focused on that.
Of course, we are going to work with ACTABS, and we're going to do everything we can to secure accreditation as much as it's in our power to do so. So we're going to do everything we can to make sure that we get full accreditation for Hyde Park School.
For just one quick minute, okay? We've got to get the ACTABS accreditation, and we're working toward that. Leanne's working very hard towards that. We've got the FUA that we believe will pass all the feedback that we've been given from them on that, okay? We said last meeting we were going to take up adding additional board members that would include parents, okay? Some of you aren't happy with the numbers, but let's get some numbers going, okay? So let's do that, okay? And we're working on that. So,
but I really believe with all my heart that we will do everything possible that we need to do in order to get accreditation for the school. And that's what we want. We want the school to be accredited. So thank you, and God bless you.
I have a question. Since the lawsuit has been denied, I guess, or our lawsuit's been denied, I hope you don't think, from all the people here, that that's going to stop the fight. I got a question for everybody here. Real simple question. Is anybody thinking about not enrolling come February? Your child. We're not going away. You need to fix it.
In Devil Town. I didn't
town. Oh Lord, it really brings me down about the devil town. All my friends were vampires.